Hey guys, Sprout here and welcome back to the channel. Now, as I promised guys, I'm going to do an advanced weapons guide today on the channel. Now, this weapons guide is going to cover weapon types, crafting and material sourcing, empowering your weapons, what chips to use, enhancing, codes, attachments, and my personal opinion of what weapons you should be using for what. So, without further ado guys, if you do a massive favour, like the video and make sure you've subscribed to the channel for more videos just like this one, as I'll be covering a lot of the game's features as we go through this closed beta test. So without further ado guys, let's get straight into this one. So then guys, let's first of all go through the different types of weapons you can actually get. Now this Perseus 3 rifle, you can see on the screen now, you don't actually receive the blueprint for this until you hit an activity rating of a certain amount, and you unlock it for the 4th reward for the daily rewards. You've got this pistol that you actually don't get until you're level 20. It's a level 20 only pistol. I haven't actually tried this one, pardon me, during this beta test, but it is a pretty decent one to use. You've got a bow, which is so fun to use, so fun to use. You've got a hammer, which you can unlock if you're not familiar with this. In the guild vending machine, if you're in a guild, you need a certain amount of guild contribution points to actually buy it from the vending machine, and then you get the blueprint. You've got a grenade launcher, obviously AoE damage. You've got a shotgun, which is probably the first item you come across in the game. In the tutorial, you get given a shotgun, so you should be familiar with that one. You've got this pistol, which I featured in my How to Kill the Mecha Reaper video, so you will see that in there if you want to go have a look. And then you've got a sniper rifle, which pretty decent, not much range on it though, and the subgun, which is what most people use. Now these two at the bottom, which is another type of sniper rifle. I'm assuming it, obviously I need the diagram, not 100% sure where to get it from. And you've got this one, which is like a submachine gun as well, you of course need the diagram for. I haven't got the diagram for either of these two, so I can't actually tell you my opinion on them just yet. So that's the weapon types. Now we're going to get into crafting. Now, as you can see, for instance, on this Perseus 3, I need springs, I need mechanical parts, and I need hard leather. And of course, I need these things, which I can just craft myself if I really want to. Now, these Perlusite and iron ore can be sourced from stone in the first zone and the second zone. That's the forest and the sand area. Pretty easy to get. But these things, I think some people sort of not really familiar with how to get them, so I'm just going to tell you, or rather show you right now. So then guys, to get these special materials, now this will count for the level 10 weapons as well, where you need zippers, etc. Now, I covered this in yesterday's video with the basics guide where to find these items. If you look for the circles on the map, there's one here. For instance, this clown box gives you the springs, and you have to source these out. You mainly find them in areas where there is some sort of technology or built-up areas such as cities and stuff like that. You will see them on the map. You don't tend to find them out in the wild, and like I say, you find like some sort of structure or something in the wilderness. You can find them on places like that, and all you have to do is all I'll do is I'll literally just craft, you know, a couple of the crimping pliers, and I'll just go around and gather loads before I go back to my town, because I'm not really 100% sure how many you need at the time. I gather loads and then I go back. Rubber, these tyres here are usually the hardest ones to find, but like I say, that's for them sourcing. Now the hard leather, if you're not familiar with where to get these from, is from animals. Now I could go out into the world now and find something to kill, but you're probably quite familiar with wolves and deer and stuff by this point of the game. You can actually find these just anywhere, and eventually they will drop the hard leather, or if you're in the first zone, they drop off the wolves and the deer there for light leather, and you can use that to craft that sort of stuff. So that's basically that. Now next we're going to move on to empowering. Right, next guys, I'm going to talk about empowering. Now if you open up your micro T at the top right and you go to weapon, go back there, always click the wrong one, go to modification and go to the bottom, which is empower, and select whichever weapon you've got on. You can also select ones from your backpack if you, not that one though, if you haven't got it equipped at the time. Now you've got 4 different types of empowering, which some people get confused with what they do. Now the strong attack empowerment literally increases the base damage of the weapon. So if that's what you're going for, you know, some bosses, some mobs, trash mobs and stuff will have resistance to certain elements, and they will also have weaknesses to certain elements. So if you're not going to bother about elements and stuff like that, or you just want to PvP all the time, I know it's just for an hour a day, but if that's all you want to do, I would probably go for a strong empowerment. But if you want to mix it up a bit, you've got these three to choose from. Now, for my main hand weapon, I usually choose a fire empowerment because it gives you that dot damage, you know, the damage over time while you're shooting. So does shock, but it's not really the same thing. But fire is for DPS. You've got ice, which slows them down, has a chance of freezing. Now, this is useful if you're going to solo things a lot. You know, you're going to hunt an elite monster in the wilderness on the explorers and stuff. Frost. Ice empowerment helps you with that because it stops them getting closer to you, stops them shooting back quite a lot. Finally, we've got shock, which if you get 10 stacks to it, it triggers an explosion. It's best used for like sort of area of effect. Quite useful on, say, a grenade launcher, even though I haven't done that, but I probably should, so I'm just going to go ahead and change that now. But shock is best used for AoE weapons like grenade launchers. So if you're going to choose one power to use, just it pays you actually to have, you know, a couple of weapons with different empowerments on, depending on what boss you're taking on, what dungeon, etc. Next, guys, we're going to explain or explore chips. Now, if you go to modification again and you go down to chip. Now, these things go on your armor as well as your weapons, but armor is a different video entirely. Now, these things affect the actual gun itself. Now, let's take my SG3 Falcon III here, my legendary one. I've got these three at the top in. So I've got loudspeaker, which every bullet you reload increases your attack by 0.2% up to 1.69. So every time I reload or auto reload, I'll get into that in a second, I get a damage increase. This next one, target assault, literally amplifies the damage to boss monsters. And then finally, neutral clutch, your normal attack plus 4.3% after casting a skill. So if I use, say, the net ability or the rapid fire ability on this gun, I get a damage increase. So I pick ones that sort of fit with it. As well, if I go to me grenade launcher, select that. Elite hunter, that's elite monsters. We've got weakness damage, and we've got all elements boosted with that. But obviously, unlock more chips as you go. You do daily quests, you do missions and stuff. You get the little boxes. You can open your inventory. I haven't got one right now that do give you more chips to use. Right, finally, of this menu, if we go to Micro T again, back to modification, you've got the enhancements. Now, this is used with the super alloy grain, or I can't show you that one there. There we go, the super alloy particle. You get this from daily quests as well as logging and stuff. Now, these just literally increase the stats of the weapons. You see at the top there, I've got attack plus 95 plus 61, crit strength plus 39 plus 25. So the more you rank this up, the more it's going to increase the overall damage of the weapons. You can see the difference. If I move to the grenade launcher, that's got plus to attack and plus AoE strength. So it's worth it to focus on the weapons if you want to go for damage, but obviously don't forget your armor and stuff as well. But like I say, I'm going to do armor in a separate video, so I don't want to go too much into that right now. Right, guys, this next one is codes, and a lot of people get confused with this one. Now, if I go to weapon on the Micro T and go down to code, now it's often confused that how these affect. It's not per weapon, it's for both your weapons. So you've got a main one here, which you can select from about 5. Now, you can do recommended, you can go into recommended, you can just click, well, shield or universal weakness, element, high fire rate, etc. Or you can just make your own. Now, I went for, you know, what I wanted to put in. So I put in sharp weapon. You may have seen on the video I posted yesterday on the world boss that I very rarely reload. That's what this one does. Every shot has a 4% chance to complete a reload. So every bullet I fire in the 41 in my chamber, each one has a 4% chance of fully reloading. It happens quite a lot, so obviously a lot of the time I don't actually need to reload the gun. I've also got preparation level 2, which replenishes 1 round for every 30 meter travel. So if I am moving around, it replenishes 1 bullet every 33 meters I move. And finally, I've got increased normal attack damage gradually when hitting a target consecutively, up to 12%. So obviously, I'm carrying on firing. I'm not reloading very much. It does a lot of damage. So like I say, you can make your own sort of stance for this. It counts for both your guns. And the more sort of chips codes you get. I haven't actually got any more codes at the moment to add on. They're the only ones I've got. But the more codes you get, you can sort of play around, really make a class with your weapons. Right guys, finally on the same menu here, we've got finally attachments. Now attachments you don't actually unlock until you're level 25, so you might not see this on your menu just yet. But for instance, this is my machine gun, my sub gun. You've got a muzzle slot, you've got a mag slot, and you've got a stock slot. Now you can see at the bottom you've got different ones. All of them are locked but the first one for me. And they've all got different sort of, if you think gun bench on Call of Duty Mobile or you know, stuff like that, like a war zone, you've got the gun bench, you can make weapons. So all these have got different sort of things that they do, and you have to unlock them with the DNA, which you get from daily activity, side quests, and lifting blockades. Now, obviously, I don't want to spend any just yet, because I'm still playing around, but I'll probably use this at level 30 when I've got level 30 going. But you can see you can get different ones that do different things. You can see the stats at the top right changing as I change through different ones of these. And of course, you can do it to both guns. Hang on, I need to go into my other gun for that. You can do it to both guns. Why is it doing this to me? Right, that one, yeah. Swap to the different gun. And you can change it for the grenade launcher as well as the other ones. So that's that. Now finally guys, like I said, I'll show you exactly what weapons I go for. Now currently, I am sporting a SG3 Falcon 3 plus 17 subgun. Now, it's probably the most versatile one. It's the worst widespreadly used one. A lot of people use shotguns and stuff like that, but this one I found to be probably the best overall, good for soloing, etc. I've got a flame enchantment on it, empowerment for the DPS. And secondly, I've got the grenade launcher currently, helps with AoE, you know, big, lots of mobs and stuff going in raids and stuff, and there's lots of things running at you and stuff. Does help quite a lot. It does do a lot of damage as well. This one, as you've seen in this video, I did just change to electric because it's for AoE damage, and electric does actually blow up the more charges as you get on. Now I've got this last weapon in my backpack, which everyone should get eventually. This is a fission element, and it's not to be used as a weapon. It's more like you can just use it on the roadside activities. You know, you need some fire or you need some ice or you need some electricity, you can just swap between it on this one and use it. So it's handy to keep a hold of this. Don't dismantle it guys, that would be silly. Right, anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've liked it so far. Please like it if you do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and like I say, I'll be coming with more guides in the very near future, so keep an eye out. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.